Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeOnLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2023 with my good pal, Mr. Kevin Bolk.
Hey, Cameron, good to see you. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, so it's only been a little bit since you and I got the chance to talk. I was at MatsuryCon 2022. How you been?
Oh, yeah, it's been all right. You know, that's, honestly, like, the months, like, you know, I'm doing I got a new house, so, like, you know, if you ever moved into a new place and you're getting set up, the time just goes, suddenly it's a year and you don't know what happened. So, like, I guess it's been 6 months since MatsuryCon, so, yeah, blip. So...
So the cool part is, since we last talked, you drew an awesome piece of art for me.
Yep.
You drew an awesome piece of art for another good friend of ours, Otaku Joe's.
Yep.
What's it like when you actually, like, really know your client and can really pull and make some really amazing art?
Dude, I love working with, like, friends on that kind of thing, just because, like, even, like, any commissions I do with, like, actual people, like, especially, like, if, like, I always say, like, if I'm drawing somebody, like, I fall in love with them, like, it just kind of, and so to do that with someone you already know, it's just like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's like a weird sort of, like, spiritual hanging out, even though you're, like, you know, we're, like, however many 100 miles away, so, like, yeah, it's really cool, yeah, definitely.
You're gonna exchange it at 6 a.m. in the morning?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm up anyway, so, yeah.
Yeah, another fun thing that we talked about last time was your action figure collection has continued to grow. You constantly get new ones. What was one of the first things that made you fall in love with them and pose with them and display them? Like, what was, because, you know, I saw your most recent D&D one that you got, you know, but I mean, like, you've had this deep love of action figures. So what was it like when you got that very first one and you got to pose it for the very first time?
Oh, yeah, man, there was, like, so if we're going way back, like, you know, like, keep in mind, like, I grew up in the mid-'80s, so, like, that was when, like, the first generation of Transformers were showing up. That's when Master Universe was starting, like, you know, so, like, that feeling of, like, cracking it open and, like, you know, doing, like, suddenly, like, yeah, you know, like, I've got, you know, my hero in my hands, woo! As a kid, it's a magical thing you can bring up. As an adult, being able to, like, live that again, like, it's kind of like, I find people are happiest when they can keep a childlike sense of wonder, and, like, it's neat that you kind of have, like, this, like, physical object on our plane that can kind of just summon that feeling for you of, like, oh, my childlike wonder is back, like, the world is now suddenly bright and wonderful thanks to this silly thing. You know, like, it's technically a piece of plastic, but, like, there's a lot you kind of put into it, so it's really like, it's almost spiritual in that regard.
Awesome. Now, one art piece of yours that keeps getting passed around the internet is your Ash Pokemon trainer art. You know, with the one where he's the older, you know, blah, blah. And that gets passed around so much and always brings me so much joy because I'm like, I actually know the guy who made that. So, you know, we hear the news that Ash is finally retiring, coming up here shortly in the actual anime. What does that mean for you? Do you actually potentially see an older Ash again coming out of you?
Honestly, like, I've been wanting to do, I would love to do a short comic based on that, because, like, I had this, when I was drawing it, I had this backstory, like, in my head about, like, all the little Easter eggs I threw in there. Okay, well, here's the belt buckle. He turned a trophy into a belt buckle. He's got the Team Rocket, like, he's got a Team Rocket flag draped over his shoulder. What's the story there? Is he missing an arm or not? I don't know yet. Like, you know, like, what's the deal with the sidearm? Like, it would be really cool to kind of, like, do some, like, comic vignettes of that, because, like, if he's, you know, retiring and, like, you know, who knows, maybe he does end up being a wandering gunslinger badass. That would be amazing, at least in my imagination anyway.
I mean, I'd like to see that piece. Oh, yeah. So you continue to work on your self-comic, putting out, you know, every once in a while, not like all the time, but, you know, whenever you get the opportunity. How's it like, you know, still expressing yourself?
Yeah, yeah, it's, I wish I had time to do them more often. Just a matter of, like, I'm got so many other projects I'm working on in the background. That's going, you know, again, that's more of my relaxing, warming up kind of thing. Unfortunately, I've not had much time to relax. So I've got, it's funny because, like, I've got a notepad I keep with me where I'm writing down comic strip. I've got like a month's worth of, like, comic strips. So I'm like, crap, I can actually draw these because these are really freaking funny. But, like, you know, it's a matter of sitting down and, like, because the whole point was for them to be relaxing. Yeah. So I guess what this boils down to, I seriously need to give myself a break and actually relax a little bit.
I mean, still the funniest one of yourself is the Merry Christmas one with Sammy.
Oh, yeah.
That one still makes me giggle every time.
If you'll notice, she's the only character in that entire comic strip who actually reads the speech bubbles.
Yes. So you're still working on your Kickstarter project, the Saturday Morning Tarot deck. Yep. How's it going, and any updates for fans, you know, coming to the end of the February?
Yeah, well, yeah, end of February is when we're trying to launch the Kickstarter. We'll actually be, at the end of this month, we got the mailing list all set up. We're gonna get, because that's a big thing with, like, the lead up. Yeah. So trying to get a big push, so when we hit the launch button, we've got that momentum going. That'll get us through, you know, to hit the goal. So yeah, definitely. Mostly it's a lot of the behind the scenes, all the boring behind the scenes stuff that apparently there's a lot to Kickstarter. I had no idea.
All the fun legality.
Oh yeah, well, like legality and like the whole, like honestly promotion, like getting it out there. I mean, I'm very lucky that I've already got like a built-in audience, but like I'm not building that completely from scratch. But even with that leg up, it's still kind of an uphill battle trying to get that stuff seen, especially with algorithms and stuff trying to keep you from promoting stuff without giving Facebook money, you know.
Or getting the whole "you've promoted too much."
Yeah, exactly.
Now, where are the challenges and hurdles, with the Kickstarter project? Like we said, all that behind-the-scenes stuff. So what would you say is, like, other than legality and the mailing list, like, what was one of the other bigger, harder things to get it going?
Well, right now, the thing we are struggling with, again, like I was saying, is getting that attention and, like, fighting social media algorithms. Because there was a time, like, a decade ago, you could have put, like, a Kickstarter up on social media, Facebook, something, and it could have could have been viral, taken off, exploding. That's been more or less nipped in the bud by the way the things are run now. So like right now it's a matter of budget. Like, you have to actually budget for advertising on the which for stuff that used to be just free. If you put in the footwork. But these days, unfortunately, the footwork you need footwork and a little bit extra cash to kind of throw at it. So it's just the way it is. You gotta roll with it.
So now, when going back to more friendly stuff, you happen to be working at a con, and fans give you some really odd projects. The one that came to mind when I wrote this was your trio of sisters from Matsuri Con.
The sisters.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's it like when you get the funny commissions? Like you said, you drew the very first one, Dumpster Chan, for no more than like $1 at a Taco Bell coupon or
$1 and a Chipotle gift card. The big difference. Yeah. Like I got. The thing is, I found out with those gift cards, like it's like a get one free entree. Yeah. They don't specify what, so you can totally get like all the extras. I got like a $20 burrito for free. So they have the fancy cilantro steak thing. Like triple, good, throw it on there, great, free card, out of here. So
I mean, when they give you those crazy requests, what's it like when you get a crazy request?
Well, so I actually when I get crazy requests, I get really, really happy because the way that story tends to pan out is I'll get someone I've never met before,
right,
who will come out and be like, Manifest is the first time one stands out immediately, but some guys come up and were just like, hey, your art's funny. If we give you $5, can you draw like this crazy, insane, I can't talk about all of it in front of a camera, but I'm like, you know what, you guys seem cool. I'll do that. And I did that. They loved it. And then every single one of those guys all became like some of my closest friends after that. So and friends of their friends commission me for huge projects all the darn time to this day. So so not only is it like that not only is it financially beneficial, it's the way it pans out, but also I make a lot of really good friends that way. Some people I love very much. So it is always a good feeling.
Right.
It's always a portent of something great.
Now, we know you have a great love of film, aka we talked about how you were a latchkey kid back in the 80s. Yeah. And again, a lot of that has influenced you and your art and stuff. And we have a lot of 80s movies coming out again, remodernization of them. What do you think will be one of the next ones to get modernized, aka not just the 80s, but we're also seeing a lot of the 90s being redone?
Yeah. Well, I know they just announced they're doing another Biker Mice from Mars, which is...
Ooh, really?
Honestly, I would love... Because, there's a lot of things I feel like keep it in the 80s. It doesn't need to be remade. It was already perfect. It's fine. They should take stuff that just didn't get they didn't never finish Pirates of Dark Water. Finish Pirates of Dark Water.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Or something that only got 10 episodes, but was a really great concept. Take that and we don't need a remade Back to the Future. Back to the Future is perfect the way it is. You know
that chemistry you don't really want to try to replicate.
Yeah.
That was perfect chemistry.
Yeah, sure. And it's I've got a policy that I don't like covers of Queen because no one can do it like Freddie can.
No.
So
don't do.
You don't. You can't cover Kate Bush. No one does a Kate Bush song like Kate Bush does. That kind of thing. That's kind of the way I stand with a lot of these properties. But again, it'd be cool to see the ones that never really got a chance to fly, given wings. Now that would be pretty cool. Especially ones that were really Exo Squad was really ahead of its time. All those other there was a bunch of these weekday afternoon '90s adventure shows that either had a great concept and never finished, or they almost finished and then never the characters never went home, but I want to know when they go home, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, again, just going to kind of wrap things up.
Yeah.
Any more projects that have kind of filtered in the last 6 months that you can now talk about, and where can we find you in a message?
Yeah. Again, it's mostly my time's been all on that tarot deck, and then doing commissions here and there for you and some cons and stuff like that. And yeah, that kind of fun stuff. Mostly, yeah, it's going to be the Kickstarter, and that's going to be end of February is when we're going to be launching that. But yeah, you can follow me at any of my social media. So Kevin Bolk, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. And again, I'll also be putting a big old. As long as it doesn't get as long as it doesn't get throttled, I'll be announcing where people can sign up for the mailing list to get on to find out when the Kickstarter launches. So that'll be the big thing.
Any message you want to give?
I love you and miss you guys, and I'm glad to be back and doing this stuff again. Like being in Ohio is always a fun, fantastical experience for me. So I'm glad I can hang out with you guys again.
Kevin, I have so much fun talking with my friends. Thank you so much again. Thanks so much.
Take care, guys.